everybody, my name is Daniel, you can just call me Danny. I am a young artist who loves Warrior Cats and Harry Potter, who is working on a comic passion project that I've been, working on for 4 or 5 years now. This is what this video is about. I wanted to make an introductory piece for the comic, just to explain my reasons for this and sort of build like a connection to you guys or whoever watches this. I feel like making another speed paint announcing it is a bit too sterile, not so friendly. That's what this video is. Before I get started, I would like to apologize for any stuttering or background noise or hesitation and stuff. It's my first time using my voice for anything, and my script isn't really good because I'm not a good writer. I'd rather talk, so I hope that's okay with you guys. And there's also Roblox gameplay in the background because I didn't want to draw a bunch of stuff for this because I don't know how long it's going to be. So enjoy that. There will be a few drawings sprinkled here and there, maybe, depending on if I have time. So hope you're able to enjoy the video here. The comic that I'm working on is called Falling Stars, and it's a Harry Potter and Warrior Cat crossover comic. Well, not really crossover, I guess it's an alternate universe. And I think before I explain the comic, how it started, and how I got here, I think it would be great to explain my closeness and my love for the Harry Potter books and the Warrior Cat books. I'm going to start with Harry Potter because I don't have that much to say on it. Doesn't mean I don't like it, but Warrior Cats has a deeper bond to me. My dad loved the Harry Potter books, still does, and he read them like when they came out in the 90s. And there's one story of when the Deathly Hallows book came out and I was a baby. He stayed up all night reading the entire thing, just holding me as I slept. And as I grew up, he would play the audiobooks as he drove us to school and wherever we were going. And I remember not really having any interest in it. I don't know why, just something that I just didn't want to read the book. And one day, it was probably 4 or 5 years ago, we had just moved and he had the book. So I read the first one, and I remember not really being interested. I read the first few pages. It was the beginning about like the Dursleys, and something what I expected. Actually, I had different thoughts about it, but I remembered I continued reading, and I just fell in love with the book. I just loved the characters and the story, and I got so invested. And I think Harry Potter really brought out a lot of my creativity as I grew up, and I just fell in love. I never watched the movies, the movies aren't really my favorite, so I just stuck to the books and I would reread them. I had the audiobooks playing. I'd fall asleep to the audiobooks every night, and I'd go through the 7 books repeatedly for years after that. And it's just a wonderful book series that really resonated with me, and it has a special place in my heart. It's brought a lot of stuff together. Me and my sister got all the Legos, and we make videos with them, and it made my childhood, really good. Really for me and my dad to bond over as well. Now on to the Warrior Cat series. When I was in school, second, third grade, I didn't like reading. Reading was not something that I really liked to do, and I really struggled with it with my, the grade level, and I was failing to meet that. And my teacher told my mom that you just need to find a book that she would like to read. And I remember it vividly. I was in my school's library, and I went to a little section, I think it was fantasy books or something like that, this little nook, and I found the Warrior Cat series. And I remember I picked out the book, and I believe it was Moonrise. It was the old cover, and I picked it up, and it looked really interesting. So I brought it home, and I read it, and I absolutely loved it. And it's in the second series, so I was a bit confused in the characters, but I fell in love with the book, just like Harry Potter. This was before I read the Harry Potter books, by the way. Um, it was like I started loving to read, and I went to my library and I started with the first book, Into the Wild, and I read throughout the series. I have a two full shelves of I think every single book besides a few like the super editions where I have like the novellas, the mangas, all the series. And I'm getting a few more for Christmas this year. And I know it's kind of fallen off, but I still love the series. It's one of the series that brought me into my art as well. I did doodle as a kid, but never really got into art until I read the Warrior Cat books. Because what I saw all on YouTube was all these people making these art pieces and these slideshows, these animations of Warrior Cats. And I wanted to do that. And that's when I started developing my art skills. And I have a few really bad pieces. And it's if I never found these books, I don't think I'd be doing what I am doing now. Having the passions that I've had, having the ideas that I had, it brought out the most of my creativity, and I'm so glad that I found these books. This project came on to me 4 to 5 years ago, maybe even 6, when I was in my fan fiction writing era. I got in Wattpad and I was making Harry Potter stuff. So I was really deep into Harry Potter at that time. I kind of still am. And I did a Warrior Cats and Harry Potter crossover fan fiction. Um, it was really bad, as all your first fan fictions are. It was very unoriginal. Clans were called Light Clan and Dark Clan. Light Clan was like the good side, Dark Clan was the bad side with like Voldemort and stuff. And it wasn't very good. I did like probably 2 chapters or something, or like 2 pages, and I gave up. I didn't like it. I didn't like writing, so I ended up putting that to the side. And I'd come across my trace drawings of the designs I had for the fan fiction, and I thought, yeah, why not? Why not just redo them? And I did. I did names, made it, wrote down an allegiance with all the characters. I got rid of some, and I like kind of combined the 2 clans into one. I kept the name Light Clan, and I started doing reference sheets after that. I had felt more confident in my art style. I still wasn't too confident, but I was confident enough to draw on my own. And I did that for a good year and a half. Every time, like anytime I was able to go onto my computer and draw, that's what I was doing. And then I stopped. I probably finished over half of the reference sheets, and I had burnt myself out so bad because that's all I had been focusing on that I just ended up abandoning the idea for like 2 years. Um, I think probably beginning, it might have been beginning of 2023. It, like, probably around January, February, I was organizing my portfolio or like my folder of all my old art stuff, and I came across the old allegiances and um, my attempted remake. I have like all these ideas for territory and stuff, and I looked at it and like, this isn't my best work. I'm bored. Why not just redo it for fun? So I did a lot of research and more planning into where the territory was and the animals and the landscape and whatever. So I ended up basing the comic in around like northern Scotland because that's where Hogwarts is, obviously. And there's a forest. The forest is called the Caledonian Forest. It's in northern Scotland, I believe. And I just looked up forests in Scotland, and that was the first one that came up. And I did a lot of research into plants and animals that live there. And in real life, the forest has been reduced a lot in size because of human cultivation and stuff. So in this like alternate universe, it is a bit bigger. Um, it's not really like a real life thing. I'm just basing it off that area. So I started looking into the trees and animals and plants and little animals that all live there. So I got the territory and the little facts about it based down, and I was really happy with it. And the name was something I really struggled with too. It was like clans since the beginning, and I didn't really know what to change it to. There was a part of me that wanted to change it to Hogwart Clan, but there's hogweed in Scotland, not hogwort, as like hogwort is also a plant. It just felt a bit too on the nose, so I just changed it to Lightning Clan, and I'm pretty happy with that. Um, so once I got kind of the background information all done, I went right back to drawing the reference sheets. I liked how my style was at that time. I'd improved a lot in the 2 years that I hadn't been working on it, and I finished the rest of them. I took a bit longer on this because I had other things going on and I don't want to burn myself out as quickly. As 2023 went on, I started reaching the reference sheets for all the other stuff like um, the herbs, the animals, background, like the plants and stuff, which I had tried to start a comic about another Harry Potter alternate universe, but I hadn't planned it out. I only had reference sheets for like very few of the characters. I didn't have backgrounds planned. I didn't have anything else planned. So I changed it with this one, and it's much easier. It took me a long time. And November of last year, I had finally reached the thing that I've been really waiting for since I started revamping the story. I was on the home stretch. I was doing the plants and animals and the shading references and background references. And I finished that all probably January of this year. And sitting here now, November of 2024, and thinking right now I was working on the reference sheets, so finishing up the reference sheets of my comic, and thinking how fast the time has gone, how fast me right on the edge of finishing all the prep work for my comic, and now here I'm gonna post it this week. I'm starting now. It's really, really crazy. And like now, a year later, have finished drawing the first pages of my comic. And as an almost adult, I've time has flown by really fast for me. Um, and I really, really think that this is something that little old me, as a 10-year-old who got into warrior cats and was really getting into drawing and wanted to do all the cool things that the YouTubers I look up to did, and all the cool art they were able to make that I wanted to make so bad. And now I'm here, gonna show something that has become important to me to other people. And I always thought, like, in the back of my mind, that a Harry Potter Warrior Cat AU is a bit cringy. But when I think back to fan fiction me wanting to share things to people, my ideas, and how far this has come and how much work I've put into it, I can't just drop it. I I've worked too hard on this, and I feel like I would just be like I would disappoint myself. If I don't post this, I don't work on it, I will look back and I'll be disappointed. And I don't want to look back at young me and tell her that I never did your dream. And I'm gonna be an adult in a few months, and I'm scared, but I'm also really excited when I look back on my life and my childhood, and I really do want to do this just so I can have a little bit extra of my childhood with me. Um, didn't think I'd get emotional on this. Sorry. It's scary but exciting to grow up. I think the scariest thing to me is watching, your childhood fade away a little bit. I was definitely not the person who cried in the shower when Matt Pat retired, because at that moment I knew that I was older and that I will be an adult and my life will change. And I'm also really, really excited. And I just want to carry something really important to me. And even if it's a little cringy and maybe if no one sees it, I can still be proud that I was able to bring my creativeness and my childhood dreams to life here. So I hope you all enjoy, that you're able to check it out, and that you enjoy the story that I'm bringing here. I wanted to do a video like this because I feel like text to speech or just a speed paint wouldn't bring the emotional aspect to this, and I want to be able to get closer to you guys and not like be able to connect easier instead of just saying here's a comic and not explain it or anything, and how close this thing is to me. So yeah, um if you have questions, I can answer them, and as the comic goes on, I can do more videos like this explaining the lore or how the world works here, if that's what you'd like. So comment below what you'd like to see next. Other things I'd like to see, I think I can definitely work on doing animatics with these characters. I have an unveil page that has a lot of their what they like, fears, and you get to know them. I'll have that linked in the description. I also have a Twitter or X where I can also answer questions, or I'll have updates on there frequently. I'll also have the link to my comic in the description. It's also on Comic Fury. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, that I wasn't too rambly, or if everything was clear enough. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a great day.